Hello and a warm welcome to Weirdo.Rocks. It's day 36 of my 90 days content challenge. And today I'm gonna talk again about Airbnb businesses, concrete, about the motivation to do it, the challenges on the way, and the first steps to get started. The motivation can be come in very different shapes. It just could be to make social contacts like on couch surfing and earn a little bit of money as well, to get in touch with people if you rent a room in your apartment from time to time, let's say every weekend or whatever. It could be to finance your holidays if you're on holidays, to rent it out at home, and if it's not used, then let someone other live in your apartment and earn a little money on the side. And of course, it also could be to really make some profits. If you have more than one apartment, then you can also make some nice profits with it. But don't forget the hustle, and that it's also a lot of work. Or can be, especially if you do everything manually and do not put automation and into place. So in our case, it's more a lifestyle business. I started 3 years ago to renting out one room. Now we have more than one apartment, and we really like it. Communication is a lot of work. Preparation is already a lot of work, but we built a team and really automated it really nicely. So it's fun, and it also brings some profits in the meantime. In the beginning, I just did it to reduce my costs for my apartment, for my office. So that's why I started to reduce the fixed costs, and also to try how this would work, since everybody is scared. I wouldn't like if other people are in my apartment and digging into my stuff, but I really don't care. If they like it, I'm happy as well. So there are many ideas, motivations why you could do that and start a business. For us now, it's more like that we want to have different apartments around the world within the next years, different home bases that we can use ourselves if you're at these locations, and if not, then we want to rent it out short term at the moment on Booking.com and Airbnb. And that's that's our main motivation. And of course, also since we automated this nicely, a kind of monthly recurring income. Also with a lot of with some kind of risk, and sometimes it's not easy, since platforms are paying out a little bit later after you already had, for example, Booking.com is paying out on the 15th of the next month. So you paid for the rent a long time ago, before you get your money from Booking. So this leads me to the obstacles, or let's say the challenges in these businesses. I'm also talking about it today because we were visiting 2 new apartments that we would like to rent for ourselves and for short-term renting out. And it's not in our hometown in Vienna, so it would be a different city. And it's really not easy to communicate with the owners. If you come up that you want to sublet when you're not there, you really need some strong arguments to to convince them that everything is fine, that everything is good, that you take care of it. That I mean, we had really since 2015 a lot of bookings, lot of guests from all over the world, and really no bigger issue, problem, or whatever. Yeah, the biggest thing is that people cannot enter their apartment because they left the key inside or stuff like this. But really, everything else really went smooth. And we are talking about hundreds and hundreds of people who were staying at our places. Yeah, so that's a challenge to give the owners a good feeling, to be honest, in my opinion, open what you plan to do, and yeah, but still help them to understand that everything is under control, that you have a team on site, which you really need if you're handling it remote, which is preparing the apartment, taking care if there is something going on with the guests, and everything, yeah, that everything is okay. On Airbnb, you also have an insurance. If something breaks, then Airbnb is covering this, for example, that you're taking care of this as well, and that you're really treating the apartment like your own. And I think that's also really important to do, because I mean, it's the property of someone else, and you should take care of it. Yeah, this is one challenge. The other challenge, if you, for example, if you go to another place, you have to do the research about the regulations. How is the legal situation? Which kind of tax you have to pay, and other yeah, city taxes or whatever. Yeah, that's also a challenge. Let me think. What is another big challenge? Of course, also to set up the local team. If you have one apartment in a city, maybe it's not the effort to, and it's remote. It's not worth the effort to put too much effort in and build a whole team for that. Like 1, 2, 3 persons who could prepare, are flexible and could prepare the apartment, and maybe one other person for communication, or a person who can jump in if there is a problem, or make small reparations in the apartment. So quite a hassle, but if you automated everything, you make self check-ins so that nobody has to be there to hand over the key. You really make nice guides and good communication ahead. The guests are arriving, then yeah, this can be quite an autopilot, I would say. I mean, it's still a lot of work, of course, but it's can be worth it. Yeah, so this leads me to the steps, what you need to get started. First, of course, you need a nice property. Best would be if you have a great location in interesting touristic areas, but sometimes really you wouldn't imagine what yeah, where a demand is for properties or for apartments or a room. So don't overthink this. Where it would be interesting for you, because you never can look into your potential guest head. Do a research. There are some data tools outside, like AirDNA, for example, where you can check areas if there is a demand or not. Yeah, so sometimes you will be really surprised how some areas, boring areas for you, maybe will work great. So if you own a property, have a property where you are allowed to sublet, then yeah, you need to prepare the listing. You need nice pictures. On Airbnb, there is a photography service. You can order a photographer, a professional one. This was a free service in the past, but now you have to pay. It's affordable, and it's totally worth it if you are want to stick to Airbnb. If you are want to go on different platforms, you should maybe think about hire your own photographer, or if you are able to take your own nice pictures, since they are branded for Airbnb, the Airbnb pictures. Yeah, then preparing the listing is of course important, and when you're ready to launch, trying to get your first bookings, and of course nice reviews for the first bookings. So really take care that everything went smooth, goes smooth with the first bookings. Maybe don't overprice it in the beginning. Do not do just get the first ratings right. They are really important. And then you can optimize your listing, of course. And after you have some nice reviews and bookings, you maybe can work on your pricing. There are external tools for this available, which taking under consideration the time of the year, seasonality, how the occupancy is in your neighbor hotels or Airbnbs. So really many factors, and then trying to calculate your ideal price on a daily basis, and also pushing it to your platforms. So this is an external tool. I'm using Price Labs at the moment, and for the management of the bookings, like to have them on different platforms in one calendar, and statistics reporting, we are using Tokit. A nice version just launched a couple of days ago. I'm quite happy with the tool. There are some issues, of course, but yeah, I'm a software guy myself, so I know how it is. And as long they are improving stuff and fixing, there is no reason to complain too much. They're doing a good work. And then of course, you can always try to improve your communication. What's the perfect time to send them their self-checking guides, for example? On which channels you should send them? What do they need to confirm? What if they're not confirming, and stuff like this? So there is a lot of space for improvement, permanent improvement. You can work on this permanently. And a lot of things to do. Also, for example, what you also should consider on booking, for example, you don't get your money when the guest left. You get it about up to 45 days later. So money for June you will get mid of July, and this. But you obviously, if it's not your apartment, or also if it's your apartment, you have your costs right now, and if you have a couple of them, then you really need to take this under consideration, that you don't run into liquidity problems since you get your money a little bit later. So I think this is also an important point. You also can grow your business out of cash flow. If you don't need the money for living, you can, with the cash flow, with the profit, you can maybe add another apartment and grow slowly. Of course, build your team, train your team, make them more professional. Work on your self-check-in, which really saves a lot of time if you have this. And also from guest side, it's most of them really appreciate it because there is no stress when they come from the airport or wherever, or they come with the car, that somebody has to wait in the apartment, and if there is a delay. So it has many advantages to do that. Of course, you also need the permission from the owner. If you're not yourself your owner, you should have a good relationship to the neighbors if possible. Same they mostly have the same concerns as the owners. There are strange people in the house. You don't know who is coming in and out. But yeah, I mean, you can also confirm the people who are coming. So if you don't accept instant booking, for example, on Airbnb, then you can control who is coming to your apartment. And yeah, with the reviews and everything, you can get a good feeling how these people will behave in your apartment. And really, I mean, we didn't have any single real bad case where we would say, yeah, this was horrible, it didn't work out well. And yeah, if something breaks, which always can happen, of course, a glass or whatever, then yeah, there is insurance, and yeah, you can take care of this as well, of course. Yes, so you also need to register your tax ID, VAT, you need to pay in any case. Then there are city taxes in Vienna, for example. It's really different in different countries, of course. So you need to take care of this. Also know your numbers, make some liquidity planning, and also check what is your income. Sometimes it looks a little bit more what you get, but if you pay all your stuff for the cleaning, for communication, you have a lot of fixed costs for your apartments, maybe, then maybe not so much is staying on the plus in the end of the month. But yeah, you should be aware of this, and also make your calculations if it's worth for you. And yeah, if you will do it as a lifestyle business, then yeah, just pick locations where you want to, and you're traveling, you may be a location independent entrepreneur or freelancer or employee, then yeah, try to pick locations where you want to spend some time. And then when you spend time yourself, you can block the apartment, and the rest of the year you can rent it out. Even if it's not very profitable, it's nice to have some real home base if you come to a country, if you spend there, let's say, 2 or 3 months. So that's also a nice option, but it's totally up to you, of course. Yeah. Let me think if there is some other advice what you should take care of, but I think that's it. If you have more questions, comments, feel free to write. I will try to reply and answer as soon as possible. Also always happy about likes, of course. And yeah, of course, as well, if you subscribe my channel, if you like what you hear here, and if you want to see me tomorrow again, then you better subscribe. I wish you a good night, and yeah, see you tomorrow.